The small businesses and tasty restaurants in the quaint town of Collingswood, New Jersey populate Main Street. But no one was prepared for the global pandemic that presented restrictions our country hasn't seen in over 100 years. In a blink of an eye, busy businesses were empty and every owner and employee had to adjust to their business closing and becoming unemployed. All Fired Up is typically a sit-down pottery painting establishment that has been the staple family-friendly hotspot for over 10 years. But this past year, All Fired Up was all locked up.
The major challenges were furloughing the employees, making sure they were all okay, and then filling out paperwork to try and get the loans and the help from the government and stuff like that was was difficult, trying to make our way through that. Most of the other employees either were not comfortable coming back, so when we offered them hours, they declined because they had loved ones at home that they were afraid of getting sick. We've had to take away at least half of our tables, actually more than half of our tables.
Dedicated to providing the best home decor around for many years. But with people afraid to leave the comfort of their own homes, Art Gallery Plus has had to make necessary changes to stay in business.
But the first challenge was to find out where I could find some funds to pay my employees so that they didn't have to go running to unemployment. And I soon found out that there were federal programs and there were state programs that were available online. One was called the PPP. We took advantage of that. So within the first 2 weeks, I was able to get some funds in to at least cover payroll. It had very little effect on my employees. Financially, like I said, we had a program to keep them afloat as far as their payroll. That's the only effect they have. They don't seem to have a problem with it. In fact, they feel safe for having those masks on and having to clean their hands. We always insist that the customers that do come in wear a mask. We have a sign in the front that states so, and we make sure that the store doesn't get too crowded. Sometimes on weekends it can get pretty crowded up front, so we make sure that we keep their distance, so we kind of wander into the gallery and just either hold people out from coming in, and we let people out as they go along, and we kind of spread them out a little that way.
The Pop Shop, a retro soda pop ice cream counter establishment, has been a staple of Collingswood's restaurant scene for over a decade. But just like so many other restaurants, due to the pandemic restrictions, takeout and delivery became the only source of serving their loyal customers.
It just makes it a lot more difficult. You can't bring on as much staff because you don't have as many people to serve, but then you also do have the additional added takeout and third-party delivery systems. Of course, as a business, especially a restaurant, when you are forced to close with no notice, you have a lot of inventory. So we had a lot of food that obviously went bad. I mean, we distributed it. But I would say that was probably the biggest challenge right off the bat, was the amount of inventory that we lost. Same way it's affected us all, in the wallet. There's no really any two ways about it. There's less hours to go around. There's less tips to go around.
2020 has brought many unprecedented challenges, forcing businesses to reevaluate and make cautious changes. There will be even more unexpected obstacles placed in the way of the classic small business as the effects of the pandemic linger. But as displayed by our 3 persevering small businesses, there's a lot of determination in the little guy. If the adjustments made over the past couple of months show anything, it's that the small business is the definition of resilient.